tests for some of these heart conditions is an echocardiogram. So that's a big ultrasound machine requiring expertise and training and skill. AI stethoscopes can mitigate for the absence of that type of technology in low and middle income countries, since using them really just needs you to have a smartphone and a degree of connectivity, and the world is becoming ever more connected. So the opportunities to pick up heart disease early, I think, is universal, but particularly compelling actually in low resource settings.
Now, Patrick, last week we heard from one of our listeners, Paula. She has a heart condition and she also uses some health tech to help monitor that. She had a couple of questions that she wanted us to put to an expert. So I wonder if you don't mind listening to what Paula had to say and see if you can give your best take. Is that okay?
Of course, my pleasure.
When using different artificial intelligence apps, you get different answers to the exact same questions, even if you're using the same AI but on a different day. So how reliable is the health information you get from AI?
Paula asks a really, really important question. So the issue here is that these are not medical devices. You don't have regulatory approval to give you clinical level advice and guidance and counseling on medical problems. Some of the later versions of these AI apps actually link you back to the reference and to the source material from which the information and answer was drawn. My suggestion to Paula would be to always go to that trusted resource to get your answer. So, for example, in the UK, the NHS has a variety of NHS approved data sources to give you information on heart conditions.
Okay, right. Great answer for Paula. There's another question coming up.
I bought several different wearable heart monitors. Does the cost of wearable monitors have any comparison to their reliability?
Yeah, I mean, a really good question from Paula again. So we need to really split whether or not the heart monitoring technologies people are buying are intended for wellness, which don't have any regulatory approval, and they just assist you in giving you some information about wellness-related heart metrics, or if they are specific health technologies, where if they are health technologies, they'll have had to go through regulatory approval, evidence generation, and actually have a very high bar. So the cost, it doesn't necessarily correlate to the quality, but by any measure, certainly if they're wellness tools, they just information to help you understand how high your heart may or may not be going during a run or during a walk. But for specific clinical indications, such as measuring your ECG, your electrocardiogram, as long as there is regulatory approval in place, the difference in cost is fairly uninstructive in terms of how good that technology actually is. You just may find that it's a slightly nicer device.